I strive to rise to the occasion, constantly persuaded by the persuasion. My mind's been mentally invaded with alien thoughts not meant for this earthly native, sedated by the system of drugs, sex, and money they've created, living lifestyles of the unconscious and faded. I try to manifest my destiny, feeling like America's gotten the best of me, like expansion of the land's headward westwardly, Treaty of Guadalupe and the Louisiana Purchase on the press release, hiding a system built to treat my people oppressively, stripes instead of blood and guns, and that shit ain't impressing me. Oh, Mrs. Stook, kain kara pakara your seats. My name is Red Star, Rumson Aloni, Mescalero Apache.
My name is Anthony Sewell, Robson Maloney.
We're coming from the Huchin territory. We're the urban natives. Welcome to tonight's show. We have some special guests with us tonight that we'll be speaking with a little bit later on. But before we get going with our show, we want to give a shout out to our show that we have coming up on February 20th at Quilombo.
Lumbo.
Urban Natives. We have a lot of great guests that'll be coming out for the event. And so we want to let you know that to Ways, MC Rhetoric, Indigenous,
Guys,
Divina Estrella,
Estrella,
Diana Hernandez, also known as Mac D,
Stewie G,
Stewie G. Lencio, Opium Sabat,
Opium.
and we also have a special guest that will be coming, and that's Richie Ledrigal, Indigenous warrior. So shout outs to all them folks that'll be coming out. You want to come check that out. We'll also have art on display by my Uko, Anthony Sewell.
Yes, I'll be having some artwork available, as well as Ori Original, Carly Munoz, and a few other different indigenous
Hartman
artists.
Dietz as
Hartman
well.
Beats.
We'll have some art on display. We'll also have a bunch of other booths that'll be selling from native jewelry to native clothing, repping from all over the areas that are coming from New Mexico, Arizona, Northern Cali, Central Cali, Southern Cali. So please come through Quilombo, February 20th, Urban
February
Natives.
20th.
Doors open at 5 o'clock. So now that we got that going through, also shout out to AIM Southern California on February 6th. They will be having an event down in Inglewood, International Day of Solidarity with Leonard Peltier. And that'll be taking place at 2 p.m. at Chuco's Justice Center. So check it out. The Urban Natives, Red Star, Anthony Sewell will be performing there,
Yep.
as well as some other cats. So you definitely want to come through for that day's events.
Shout out to it's an international, so there'll be other country people doing stuff. I know in Albuquerque they got something going on, and across the country they'll be having stuff for Leonard Peltier. So it's good.
Here locally in the village of Tamien, also known as San Jose, the Leonard Peltier organization down there, the Silicon Valley, will be having an event as well on February 6th, and that'll be at the Mexican Heritage Plaza in San Jose. So
San Ho.
check it out, look it up, and get to it. Show solidarity, break free, Leonard Peltier,
Breaking
always.
free, breaking free.
um, we're kind of waiting on some phone calls as well. We're waiting to hear from Indigenize, who's going to be calling in, letting us know, checking in what's going on in his area. We'll also be getting a call from Antipua from Hawaii, but I believe she's out
She's
in
in
Germany.
Germany. Yeah, she's in Germany right now.
So definitely stick with us. We're having a really great evening, enjoying the rain coming down. I don't know where it's at, how it's going on the weather in your area, but right here we got this beautiful rain coming down, blessing us. And so we got some of our relatives making the rain. We want them to take their time as they make their way here, so we could be able to talk about some issues that are going on here locally. But one of the things that I do want to talk about is the Segurite Land Trust. So shout outs to my Uhi, Karina Gold,
Yeah,
Chochenyo
Karina
Aloni,
Gold.
representing here in the Bay Area, Indigenous grandmother. She's been here for generations. This is her ancestral homeland here in the village of Huchin. So we want to shout out her. So we want you guys to check out the Sogorte Land Trust. This is a way to give back to Ohlone people and back to your community. And that's SOGOREATE dash Land Trust, LANDTRUST.com. Look up Sogorte-landtrust.com. Please check it out. Help the Ohlone people acquire some land. We are not a federally recognized tribe, so you could definitely give back to the local people here so that we can begin to own our own spaces and have the ability to protect those spaces. So Sogorte Land Trust. So we have with us a guest, Colin, who's going to be sharing a little bit about what's going on at the Guild Tract. So we're going to go ahead and give it up for our relative Colin to come and give us a little talk. So Colin, if you like to. All right, so just arriving, actually, we have our Uko Ohlone relative, Hank. So we'll go ahead and give him a minute to check in over here with our cousin Anthony, and I'll buy us some time. So I definitely wants to coming out to come and perform at the Urban Natives event. I want to invite people for tomorrow night at La Peña. La Peña is at 3105 Shattuck Avenue. That's this Saturday in Berkeley from 7 till 9. Hank here will be there to speech about what's going on at the Guild Tract on behalf of ILAC, the Indigenous Land Action Committee. So now that we got you here, Hank, welcome.
Sorry, thank you.
That's all right, no problem. We want to thank you and welcome you here into our home and to our show, The Urban Native, introducing our Uko Herrera. So what we want to talk about is get a little bit of an update about what's going on at the Guild Tract. I know some recent events have just occurred over the last few days, and if you could kind of fill us in, please.
A 20-acre piece of, in our point of view, sacred Ohlone land that is under the control of the University of California at Berkeley. And there's been a long struggle over decades to keep that land as for agriculture. And the university is in the process of developing it. And last Sunday, Luta and Anthony were on the land with us. We had a beautiful ceremony they conducted, singing and lots of people there, but they started to dig on a part of the land that they're going to build a assisted living center for senior citizens. They started that really last week, and yesterday afternoon, 2 people locked down equipment, one of the machines, and other people went on the land to support them in an effort to try to get the university to stop development. And the 2 people who were locked down were arrested and cited for trespassing, and that was that. So we have really a 2-pronged approach to saving the land. We have the Indigenous Land Access Committee, which is bringing Native people together, Ohlone people and Native people from the Bay Area. Invite the university to work with us to create a center for the restoration of Native lifeways and foodways land. We also have a legal effort going on. We have a fairly substantial team of lawyers at this point looking at land use and Native land rights issues. They're working on putting the legal arguments together that we need to go to court to see if we can stop the development legally. And then the Occupy the Farm group, which is working in solidarity, is doing direct action on the land. And there may come a time for ILAC to also participate in direct action and go on the be on a restricted area to do ceremony and prayer, and to convince and convey to the institution that we consider that land sacred aloning land. We're not asking to own it. We're asking to jointly steward the land with the university and use the land for purposes that serve our people. So
So kind of backtracking a little bit, the Guild Tract is in Albany.
the Gill Tract is in Albany. It runs from the Codornices Creek, which is the border of Albany and Berkeley, up to Marin, which is also Buchanan, which comes off I-80. It's a 20-acre parcel. Um, right now, about 7 acres is devoted to farming, and there's a group of community people that have created what's called the UC Gill Tract Community Farm, an acre and a third, uh, where we are growing vegetables, which we make available freely to the community through a farm stand. Take what they need. We don't ask people to pay, but people do make donations to support the farm. And that food also goes to senior centers and other housing centers for folks to have fresh vegetables. It's all grown organically. There's another about 5 acres that's used for university research, and we're trying to work with professors at the university so we can begin research projects again. Following our native food were destroyed with colonization.
I know that ILAC is working with OTF trying to create a transition for Indigenous people to be able to take important or leadership roles in the ongoings there on the farm. Am I correct?
That's correct.
So, and so this is the word that we want to get out to our Indigenous community, right? That we're working really hard at being able to create these spaces that are very more welcoming and more attentive to Indigenous issues and struggles and Indigenous people in general, because most of these spaces are kind of without color, as to say. So, what, as a native, what could our community out here in the Bay Area, how could they participate in what's going on now to help to save the Guild Tract, and what else could they be participating in at the garden?
Well, people can always come to we have open hours. There's a schedule of open hours. Sundays, for example, 12 to 5. They can come and be there on the space. They can help to do some of the and there's always room for that. And what we'd really like, actually, and we're hoping that we can, and we're inviting Native people from the Bay Area to come on this Sunday at 2 o'clock to spend a little bit of time. It would just be a meeting where we talk to learn more about the Gill Tract. But Luta is right. It's been a process. Occupy the Farm folks are mostly young white people who are very progressive in their outlook. But we have been saying for the last 6 months now that we need to have Indigenous leadership in that, for that space, and we need to have people of color and Native people participating in the leadership and development of that land. So slowly but surely, the Occupy the Farm people have stepped back and made that space for us. And we now have an understanding and an agreement where the work on the land led by Native people, and the OTF people will support the leadership that Native people provide. Folks can contact us through, I think they probably can contact Luta, and then Luta can get people in touch with us and our list for the Indigenous Land Access Committee and put you on our mailing list.
And I believe the Indigenous Land Access Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page and we have a website.
So you can look under Indigenous Land Access Committee and you can find all the information there. You can like the page and get in to know what's going on with them and let them know, contact them, let them know you want to be invited to whatever is going on. Need your help. This land is available for Indigenous peoples to learn and grow and to participate in what's going on there. But also action as of right now, is that another way that they can contact you for being able to take part in that on?
We are in close contact, as I said, in solidarity with Occupy the Farm. And as actions evolve, people can contact us. And we would love to have our warriors out there to help support the effort to save that land and keep it and make sure that it's used for the purposes that our community needs. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Sharuru Hank, thank you very much. We're going to be talking to Connor. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. So we're going to get my Uko Anthony back in here to hang out. We got some pizza coming up. So thank you, Hank, Sharuru, for coming out. So a phone call?
There's a phone call coming in. Waiting on a phone call. Oh, here it is. Hello?
Hui.
Hello, Auntie Pua. This is Anthony and Luca.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Anthony.
Mr. Stuck, how you doing?
Hui, aloha, Luta. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Thank you very much. We're here on Urban Natives on the show, so we wanted to give it in words.
Wonderful. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you real good. Can you give us an update a little bit on what's going on and where you're at in the world?
Sure. Okay, so we're in Bickenbach, Germany right now, and we're here to actually continue recording for my daughter Habani's CD. But it's about so much more than that. We're here for that, but we're also to join everyone together, connect together, unite as much as we can. We're so part of Nako Bear and Medicine for the People whenever we can make their show and open for them. So we're heading to Amsterdam, actually, in the Netherlands, and we're going to be opening tonight there. And it's just really all about rising together, So now, of course, we are celebrating, and we have extended our invitation to all peoples who are standing to celebrate with victory for one, as we know, as a victory for everyone. So the Supreme Court ruled a permit for building the 30-meter telescope 18 stories on our mountain is invalid. And what that does for us, go back to the beginning, which means hold another contested case hearing and start all over again. Are willing to do, because at this point our mountain is protected, our mountain is in peace, and in this we have a chance to gather our strength and gather all who stand with us, and we stand with you, of course. Yeah. We are heading into a case as soon as we get back on a sublease for the top of the mountain, because the TNT Corporation is up there. And if they have to get off the mountain, then they need to release that sublease. So we're in court. We are constantly, as you are, we are all constantly doing the work for the mother, for the people, for our ways. And so that's where we're at with the mountain. And I know that people in Hawaii are beginning to tune into this program because I put it out to them. So
yeah,
to all of you.
Much love to all the people out there. Kukia Imauna.
Kukia Imauna. That's right. Stand strong as a mountain. And I mean that for those of us who are standing on the mountain, but those of us who are standing around the world.
Word. Beautiful, beautiful blessings.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to having you on our show live in person.
Oh, totally. And you know what? When I come, Luta, I gotta bring you a new beanie because you have got to have a Imauna beanie with flaps. You know what I mean? I have those.
I'm wearing mine right now.
I know. I see you.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, I'm going to be heading out the door, you guys. But what I want to close with, is to send love and light to everyone who is standing for something, who is standing tall. So all the way from Turtle Island to Mauna Kea, to Mount Shasta, the Winnemem to Oak Flat, we're standing with you, and everywhere in between. All of you who have made that decision to stand for something, don't get too tired. Don't burn out. This is more than us. We have to stand. And that's just what it is. Time, guys, I can see you right now. I just so love you folks.
Yeah,
and to everyone out there, just aloha from Hawaii, aloha from Mauna Kea. We are in this for the long haul, and we are in this together. So thank you, my nephews.
Thank you.
I love
blessing.
Shururu Uhi, thank you for your words.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys soon.
Real soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Beautiful. Thank you for the love, Auntie Pua. For those of you who didn't, I hope that you guys were able to hear. We're really just trying to work with our technology here as best as we can.
Yeah.
So we got Bumps right here giving us some of the sacred sounds from all across indigenous lands. We're being able to hear the voices of our elders and that wisdom and the sacred words. So
the Colin talk says thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have him Colin back up, so he can share a little bit. We want to ask, welcome Colin. Hey, thank you, brother. Good to see you, brother. So there was an event this last weekend. If you could talk a little bit about the event this last weekend, share a little bit about that, as well as the event that's coming up this Saturday. Would greatly appreciate it.
Wow, what an honor! Thank you so much. It's good to be with you all, and yeah, it was a really beautiful full moon ceremony, that we did together over on the land, the Ohlone land here in Huichin territory, that's now known by some and by the university that claims to own that land, the Gill Tract. So we were there in a grove of trees, somewhere between 150 and 300 people at the peak, gathered together. And really, we honored the land, we honored the ancestors. Thank you so much for, holding that sacred space for us to really connect with each other as human beings, and also as like Earth peoples, with the land there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anthony. Really appreciate that. It's a deep honor to be there with you all, and to get to participate in that experience of just connecting with each other and with ourselves as human beings. And I think that land holds the promise of like our highest potential as human beings to really, come together as one peoples, but to honor like all of the broken treaties, and like this is the time to like build our own power right now as indigenous people, and it's not just here, it is everywhere. And so, much love to Mauna Kea and to all the people and, Oak Flat and, everywhere. I just got back from Brazil as well. I spent about a month down there with the Quilombola communities, with the Landless Workers Movement communities. And then we're going to be taking a delegation of Black and Native youth down to Brazil in July.
Oh, okay.
And you're more than welcome and invited. We'd love to have you come down there and build power with us down there. So that's what we're bringing: love and music, youth leadership empowerment. Coming to La Peña tonight, or excuse me, Saturday night, tomorrow night, our elder Uko Hank Herrera will be speaking, as will our Black sister Elisiana Nascimento, who's from Bahia, the heart of Africa in Brazil.
Right on.
There's more Black people in Brazil than any other country outside of Nigeria. It's amazing.
Wow.
More slaves were taken there, and powerful slave resistance movement, overthrowing the plantation owners, etc., with capoeira, and the power of culture and resistance. So we're going to be connecting with the Quilombolas and the indigenous communities and the Landless Workers Movement, who have a network together, an agroecology network. And so I think that connects to the Gill Tract, because we can have an agroecology network that is diverse, It is led by Ohlone people, but in harmony with all people. So
all right, and so that's gonna be at La Peña, and La Peña is 3105 Shattuck Avenue.
yes,
And that'll be tomorrow night, this Saturday, and it's from 7 to 9.
yeah. And I wanted to mention that Luciano Nascimento has an award-winning 20-minute film called Summer of God. It's about African spirituality with the Orishas, which I also very much connect to in my African lineage. And so she's going to be showing this 20-minute short film about a young girl who's connecting to her African spirituality in Brazil. And I think the state repression and violence, the genocide of African peoples in Brazil is very much connected to the struggle of cultural erasure and attack on spiritual identity and cultural identity of Native peoples in this land. So Hank will speak about that with the example of the Gil Tract.
All right, cool.
And then 3 bands are performing. My band, Namorados da Lua, Afro-Brazilian music, Axé music. It's going to be fun. Mangue Express and Maracatu Pacifico. So come through and dance. It's going to be fun after the.
Awesome. Very much, Colin. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, brother.
Coming on.
Love and blessings, y'all.
Everybody go check it out. Look up La Peña, and that's tomorrow night, 7 to 9.
See you there tomorrow night at 7 at La Peña.
All right. Thank you. We're going to get Anthony back up here. So we want to get in our, I'm not sure if we're getting in one more call before we head on out of here.
We got one more call. We're just waiting for the phone to get online real quick. We're on Indigenous. We're on the Indigenous plan. I need to use your phone. Sorry about that. We both don't have a phone. We have smoke signals. That's what we do.
Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up.
All right. So
So as our evening is winding down, we're coming to our closing. Here, see if we get a hold of Indigenous Cooper, some of them Oak Flat boys.
all right, here we go.
These natives up. See what they're up to. Sorry.
Hello.
What's going on?
Mr. Stu.
What's good?
How you doing, brother?
Everything's good. Everything's beautiful.
All right.
That's okay.
That's cool.
What's going on? What's going on?
So we on air right now. What you got going on? Where you at in the world?
Yeah, well, here on the world, Turtle Island side of the world, Southwest, Benin Nation, Nebekea.
All right. Well, we're right here on the radio or on the phone with Coop Indigenous coming out from here. Hopefully you guys can hear it out there. I'm not sure, we're just trying to work our technology to the best of our ability. So give us some feedback. If you didn't hear our Antipua or if you can't hear Indigenous, let us know so we can fix that. But
let me know.
Yeah, let a native know. Hopefully
You better let me know.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear everything that's going on over here. So we just kind of wanted an what's going on area, what's going on with Oak Flats. You get what I'm saying? So please let us know. We're right here with all these urban natives tuning in.
Hey, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Wow, a lot of things going on in the Southwest. One of the most exploited lands and most exploited people. Still on the forefront of assimilation, termination, and pretty much isolation from the whole world, from contamination, from uranium, coal, in which, fracking has developed, and it's everywhere. It's just like cancer now over here. The coal industry is definitely, but they're thriving. The coal producing in Arizona is still there in Black Mesa, and recent proposals of more land being bought by the coal mine, and the regulations of air quality by EPA. A lot of these things are against us, are against the tribal member. You know, EPA definitely not structured for the body of a brown man or the body of a black man. So that's just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I got a brother right here. He's the man of the hour, the man of the day.
What's going
He
on?
was out there protesting for the Utah Water Rights Settlement repeal, and I just want him to share what he went through today. That's it.
You got it over there?
Yeah, my brother Mercury Bitsui comes from Sanders, Arizona.
Bitsui.
Give
I
him
saw him on Facebook. I saw him on
he comes from
Facebook.
Sanders, Arizona. It's a long strip of highway that's impacted, and it has a deep history within the coal mining here among our territories in Navajo, southern territories of Arizona and New Mexico. The strip of land has been mined for everything, you know. So, and he's also part of the group that shut down the bar, Red Barns. He's there. That barn has been devastating the community of the Navajo Nation in Sanders, Arizona, for a very long time. So he would help within that to take that out, and they stopped it, closed. They were selling meth there. There's stealing. There's drug dealing. There's probably even prostitution. Who knows? But you got all that mixed together. You know, it's a bad case of colonization. And so my brother right here, he's coming from that community, and here he is.
Mercury Bitsui.
Good evening.
Shooter, brother.
To my relatives.
What's up, brother?
Far and near, and maybe even. And I just want to introduce myself. My name is Mercury Bitsui. I am a Dane in Turtle Island, the southwestern part of Turtle Island, in the northern part, if you know what I mean, of somewhere over there. My name is Mercury Bitsui, and I just want to introduce myself, in my native tongue. So I just want to say my clan, which is Kohanen Shlin Do Toni Dashi Kiani Dashi Shay Auto Sidnajini Dashi Nelly. So all I'm saying is I'm coming from near the water people, which are my mother's clan, and my father's clan is the big water people, and their mothers, my mother's mother, her clan was the Tower, and my dad's mom. They're Cisnajinese, the people that kind of have, like, I guess, a black streak on their forehead, kind of like maybe war paint or something. So I'm coming from these people, and I've been living in this community, Sanders, all my life, and even the clan that I have is pretty much where I live. And so my, generation, I don't know how many generations we've been here, but we've been here for quite some time. And ever since, the establishment of the reservation, and then like what Cooper was saying, this Western influence from the railroad, and the highways coming in through I-40, Route 66, and then establishment of these border town liquor establishments, designed to kind of devastate our communities into something bigger, which was pretty much the coal mine, the coal mining that was going on with location. A lot of I don't know how many thousands of our relatives from that area. I think it was 20,000 of our relatives from that area moved into a place south of where I live, which is called New Land. So they were relocated from this mine. So that people are traumatized, you know, from this, and have to adapt a way of life that their ancestors been living for many generations, you know, to this Western way of life, you know. And they have a house, they have a, you know, electricity, they got bills, you know, that they have to pay, and you know, they didn't have bills, you know, because they were sustainable already. So people trying to adapt with this culture clash, you know, because Sanders is kind of like on the border of, you know, the reservation, and pretty much south of the reservation, you know, is pretty much run by pretty much Mormons, you know. And you can go back in your history, you know, there's a really brutal history between Indigenous people and the Mormons. And even the state county capital, St. John's, is pretty much still racial, you know, and pretty much don't really care about what's in the northern part of the county, which is the Navajo reservation. So there's a lot of racial tension, you know. And then after that, somewhere in the 70s, you know, they had a uranium spill, you know, which came from Church Rock all the way into down the Rio Perky into Sanders, and then probably into Holbrook. And the result of this was the contamination of water, our wells, our livestock. You know, they rely on this water, and the result of that was a high rate of cancer and the deaths in cancer, you know, because of this. And so, just giving you a background on what kind of things are going on. And you know, you know, you got this, and then you got this alcohol establishment, you know, they call it red barns, like Cooper was saying. You know, there was many of those, but you know, the people been fighting it so for so many years, you know, till there was just the last 3 establishments. And you know, I guess what Cooper was saying was like one day these police, county police and sheriffs and what have you, you know, they all came and did a raid and found out that there was methamphetamines and stolen guns and jewelry in this liquor establishment. And this individual was trying to renew his license there. And so we came together as a community, and we went to the state liquor board, and we protested, and they denied that liquor license, and then he was charged. But then, you know, the system itself, you know, him being a non-native, you know, white, probably Mormon person, or I don't know, but you know, they just let him out a couple months later. So that's what's been going on, you know, like this has been devastating our people, domestic violence, you know, everything from this alcoholism, and then, you know, police just, you know, they have like these housings just right here, and all they do is they just profile. All they've been doing is just profiling people, arresting them, you know. And then what does that do? You know, the people, our relatives being arrested. That means that they got something on their background, their so-called background, and then they can't find employment, and then they're stuck in a situation where there's no opportunities. So, like, this community is really, I don't know, I guess you would say a typical border town community, you know. And I live on the reservation, you know, on the reservation side of the line. And, you know, on our side, we still have dirt roads, and we don't have water infrastructure. People are still relying on this contaminated wells, and people are still drinking this, you know. And at the same time, they open up a sand mine in Sanders, and you know, we're already in a where the climate's changing, you know, and this machine is promoting desertification by taking our water and washing it out for this silica, which is used for fracking. And then this fracking, they use that silica to, I guess, fill in those cracks when the fracking is going on, when they're drilling for this gas. And then the result of that is, you know, contamination of water with this drilling, and then the methane that is, you know, coming out of that fracking. So there's a lot of things going on, you know, as far as what's, you know, standards, and then this is background. But we recently,
before we get going, I wanted to make sure check in with Coop about Oak Flats. I know that they're having a march that's going on at the end of February. I kind of wanted to check in about the march.
Yeah. So good, man. Yeah. But it's all good. Now you know that's the situation on that one.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, but and that goes for everywhere. That goes for everywhere. So Oak Flat, the same thing. We talked about the encroachment on Native people's land, both on the state, county, federal. You know, from policing to leasing to education. You know.
Definitely. We got the same thing going on right here in the city, brother. We got the same thing. We got police brutality going on in the streets right here.
Yeah.
We have liquor stores being strategically placed in our communities along with fast food. So they're attacking not just our spirit, but our health. You know, so
like that's the same thing. And Oak Flat is the same way. But the infrastructure came, you know, the endangered species, some of them pretty much extinct, hunted off or totally destroyed, you know, and so there's not that much of it. So what remains is the land and the ecosystem, the water, the plants, it's still there, you know, all due to the mining that surrounds Oak Flat from the 1800s. You know, this is Oak Flat is a campground. But the towns that surround Oak Flat, dates back to when, you know, Arizona was taking land, and the federal government was taking land back from the Apache reservation, and so their land mass was decreasing. And so when that happened, and that's where you get the townships of Globe, Miami, and then 20 miles west, you get Oak Flat Campground. Then 2 miles down below, you will go to Superior. Superior is where Resolute and Copper's at. That's where their headquarters is. They pretty much run the whole town. You know, they invest in all the businesses. They're paying people to move in. China is also a big part of Rio Tinto. They pretty much are buying Rio Tinto. You know, so China. And I just want to highlight that. And so right now, Oak Flat, it's been going through Congress, right? The whole last year, it went to the House Representatives, introduced, got support. Okay, then we went to the Senate, House and Senate, went over there, and I introduced Bernie Sanders, got it over there. He was willing to introduce it. He introduced it. Now it has lasted over this new year, and it's still on the table within the Congress. So it's still open for discussion on repealing the bill. And so that is the victory. That is big. We need to keep doing the solidarities, keep the presence on the web, on the land with each other, because not only does it pertain to Oak Flat, this is what we're talking about today. Everything, public land going to federal land. All right, the fight is there. It's open. Open. Oak Flat was that doorway. That national defense bill was that doorway. And that's what we told people, and then look what now has happened. Public land, federal land is up. And here's the fight. The fight is already won because it's already within trust to the people, to the tribe or to the people, the citizens, you know? So this Al Bundy stuff, all this malicious stuff, it's you're bringing up good issues pertaining to land rights and how land management from federal government is pretty much, you know, that in the area and the region, you know, in the Pacific, so the terrain, it has its own science. And so down here in Navajo, you know, they tell us, this is what they say, you know, you don't use it, you lose it. Oak Flat, same situation. These campgrounds, these shrines, these altars, sacred places that is on national forest land. If you don't use it, if they don't see you using it, documenting it, or whatever, tribal ceremonies, whatever, they say, well, you don't have the right. We don't feel that you're using it.
So there's a sacred run. There's a sacred run going on February 26th and 27th at Oak Flats, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the whole fight right now, and that's why you got to keep a presence. Once you start the movement, you got to keep moving. Cannot stop. And so right now, 27th is the gathering. They're gathering up at Old San Carlos, and they're going to start the holy ground, and they're going to pray, and then they're going to start the march.
All right, so Oak Flats, February 26th, gathering at San Carlos, and they'll be doing a prayer run. So
I'm going to do the prayer run.
Everybody, pay attention to them dates again, February 26th and 20th. Huey Bitsui and Indigenous Curly Colin, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it for your words.
Hey, I'm not talking. I'm not done talking.
I'm like an elder already.
I'm just playing, man.
All right.
I support you guys.
Right on.
Urban natives, you guys keep doing your thing. It's about respect Buddha, Anthony, Hu Chen, Lonely People, Coastal Natives, Raja. We support you from the desert to the ocean.
Yeah.
To the jungle.
Right on. Thank you, man. We'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, you better call me back.
Yeah. All right.
All
right. Well, I want to give thanks to all of our guests tonight that showed up. Colin, I want to thank Hank and give much love to Auntie Pua. And all the relatives protecting, defending Mauna Kea. Give thanks to Mercury Bitsui and Indigenous Cooper calling out from Dene Navajo territory, giving us a little bit of rundown about Sanders and that area there, the border town, and Oak Flats, what's going on February 26th. Please don't forget, come out to our show February 20th. At Kilambo, Africa Town. We're bridging red and black nations together for a great night of indigenous arts and resistance. So again, we'll have artist Ori Original, Hartman Deeds, Carla Marie, Anthony Sewell will have their art on display for sale. We'll have other We'll have guest musicians, Richie Ledrigal, Love the Messenger, To Waste, MC Rhetoric, Yaz Like Jaws, Diana Hernandez. We'll have poetry by Mutiado Silencio and Hartman Dietz. So we got a lot of stuff going on. We'll see you guys later. We're going to close this one out with one of our traditional songs. All right, Emiko. Toa toa hiye alema, 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 toa toa hiye alema. Alema, toa toa hiye 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 alema. Toa toa hiye alema, toa toa hiye alema, toa. Oh, shuru.